Good afternoon, folks. Here we have an SP7, my SP7, which you've seen before. I've just been trialling it on the Meccano warehouse winch. However, it seems as though I've got a block in the gas jet. Difficult to light, and if it does light, if you turn it up just fractionally too far, it blows out. So, what I'm going to tell you now is completely up to you to do on for your own bat. I accept no responsibility. The information was sought from Mamod. Thanks, Pete, for letting me know what to do, although I probably sounded like a right thicko on the phone. Never having much to do with gas-fired anything really, apart from a Merlin I had years ago. Locomotive that was. Something else to learn, and I'll show you what I haven't actually done it yet. Quite simple. First of all, what we're going to do, we're going to remove the tank, make sure it's off, or indeed empty. Unscrew this knurled nut here. Gently move away the tank. There you are, the tank comes off like that. Now here there's a small O-ring. I've already lost one today. Don't lose that, because if you do, it's liable to leak. So be careful you don't lose that O-ring right on the end of the pipe there. Now, at first look I thought, well, it's all riveted, how do I get at it? But a little bit of like, don't panic Mr. Manor, and the show's over 24 hours a day yet. It's quite simple really, so I've got the right size spanner. Now, a spanner with a bit more of a kink on the end for open-ended would be suitable, or more suitable. These are metric. I said before, I've bought these, I've got them from Maplin, it's quite expensive at a tenner, but they have been useful. Reasonable quality. Anyway, hold the pipe so it don't move, so you don't break it. Mind you don't scratch the firebox, and just undo that nut there. Half a turn or so, and it's loose enough to do it with your finger. There you go. There's no O-ring on that end, it's a machined fit there. Right folks, this is a little bit awkward now, but I think you can just see at the base of the jet there's a screw. Now, the jet isn't screwed in, it's pushed in, there's a recess, and that screw locates in that recess, holds it in place. The screw is accessible by the small hole there, and this is where the good old Meccano screwdriver comes in, just right. Now, normal screw, nothing fancy, but don't remove the screw all the way, because if you do, you'll have a right game trying to get it back in. So just unscrew it, a few turns, and then back to the jet itself there. See if it'll pull out. And it did, just. If it didn't pull out, just turn it a little bit more. But I say, don't let it fall out. It'll be right fiddly game to get that in. A bit like Meccano, when you was a kid, your hands weren't long enough. Nowadays it's long enough, but your fingers are too fat. Anyway, there's the jet. Focus is. Now, Pete said to get the jet nozzle, the nozzle off on the canister, the gas canister, and put it the other way through, blow it through. But as one who does air gun shooting, one should have a bit of air in an air cylinder somewhere. So folks, here we are. This is me 3 litre bottle. This is what I use when I'm out and about shooting. There ain't a lot of air in, but I'll show you what I'll do, what I would do. Let's hope there's enough air in this. So, yeah, be careful, mind your ears, because these sort of bottles can hold anything up to 300 bar and 3 litres of it. And the noise is horrendous if you leave it full open, so be careful what you're doing. But again, what Pete said, I'll put it on there. There's hardly anything in this one, so I'll do it anyway. Let's hope there's enough. That's full open. You can see there's nothing in it really, hardly anything. But I'll stick it on the end and just blow it through. You can hear that coming through now. Ideally I could have done with a bit more than that. There you go. So whether or not that's done it, in fact I can actually see through the jet. Very small. So get the tank out the way. And then we'll put it all back together. Just push make sure it's right in place and flat with the burner itself. I've just noticed something. Where I said there was a recess around the jet, forget that. There's not. I must be seeing things. So trying not to scratch anything. I'm holding it in place with my finger over the end and just nip up the screw. Should be enough. Now I'm going to loosely fit the pipe. So get the end with the brass fitting and push it into the end of the jet, or the jet holder or nozzle. I'm not going to tighten this up fully yet, so I want to allow a bit of movement there, so I'll put the tank in. So we'll let that loose there. I'll put the tank in. Still got the O-ring. I'll put the tank on there, and again I'm not going to tighten that up fully yet. Make sure that everything is where I want it to be, tank wise and pipe. And when you tighten the pipe up, support the pipe. As you all probably know, it's not exactly tough, that pipe, and it could be damaged quite easily. So there you go. Just need 3 pair of hands as usual. Be careful of your firebox because the spanner not being kinked. Maybe I'll do that. I might heat it up and turn that a little. There we go, nothing too bad. A pair of snap nose pliers, you'll probably be able to do it anyway, but spanner's better. So we've got that in the position we want. Screw the nailed nut. Now folks, a better way to remove the nozzle of the jet for cleaning, after seeing Pete do it, thanks very much Pete, loosen the grub screw that holds the nozzle and the jet in place, unscrew the nailed nut on the tank and pull out the pipe from this end complete with the nozzle. Then get your 2 spanners, one to hold the nozzle and one to undo the pipe, and then clean it out. It helps prevent any damage and scratching when you're using a small spanner in there, and even worse if you'd only got some long nose pliers to do it with. Much better way. Right folks, a bit shaky I know, but we got it back together. If you listen, I'll turn it up. There's no popping and banging anymore, or popping. So it's done the trick. I'll just switch it off for now. Now, when you light it, obviously make sure you've got water in the boiler, with the burner being still underneath the boiler. check for any leaks, obvious leaks when you've slit. See if there's any gas that shouldn't be coming out of here. If that's lit, just tweak that slightly there, or of course it may be damaged, so be careful with that. It's very soft stuff, so just be careful. As I say, I accept no responsibility. I've done this with a bit of information and help from Pete at Mamod, and the rest I've worked out for myself. Not a lot to it, but just be careful, people. Thanks for watching.